2, 1.
All right, folks, welcome here to the compensation plan here of the tour. We're live on location at the Wall Street office here, and what we're going to share with you is the breakdown, exactly how this compensation plan works. You're going to learn about the 2x2 matrix, but then you're going to hear about this amazing 5-generational infinity matching bonus. Folks, this has never been done before in the industry. It's an absolute first. I'm going to give you a breakdown point by point, step by step, so you can absolutely maximize. You're going to love this. So we're going to use the whiteboard here at the office. What we have here, folks, is a 2x2 matrix. Everything starts right there with the 2x2. Remember, it all starts with who? You, right there. And of course, we love the 2x2 because it's easy to explain and easy to understand. What I'm talking about more specifically is this. You can have 2 on your first level, and on your second level, you only can have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why they call it a 2x2. 2 wide and 2 deep. 6 group sales. 6 group sales equals a cycle. Now, I'm going to tell you just in a minute how that works, but let me tell you about the 4 ways you can fill up your matrix. There really are just 4 ways. Number 1 is personal sales. You can go out there and personally make all these sales and complete your cycle. Here's the second way you can do it. You can go ahead and do team sales. That is, if you sponsored 1 and 2 spots right there, and they went out there and they got their 2, those would be team sales. In other words, you didn't do these, but they came through your team efforts. Here's a third way. We call it spillover here. Now, everyone that gets sponsored into Mozeena has a sponsor. And you're no different, so you have a sponsor here that brought you to the table and brought you into Mozeena. Now, when that sponsor goes out there, they've got their 2 also. So you're in their number 1 spot. They go out there in their number 2 spot, right there, B. And of course, their third one they put in would have to spill over underneath you, which would be right here. That's the power of spillover. Now, folks, we also have this thing called re-entry. And what that means is every time that you complete a cycle, you're going to re-enter back in. All right? And you're going to follow your upline qualified sponsor when you cycle. And then they cycle. And so in other words, if your upline sponsor is qualified, boom, you're going to go right up to here in their open spot there, which would be you too, okay? So that's how the re-entry works, and all your people would follow you too once you've completed your cycle. So those are the 4 ways to do it. When you complete a cycle, you're going to earn a $100 cash commission. You're going to get a re-entry over and over and over again. We call this a perpetual money-making machine. Now, here's the real power. The real power comes right here, and that is through our 5-generational infinity matching bonus. This is so powerful, and it's really going to go ahead and give you the bigger picture, because you're going to be able to see how you can work with people down 10 levels, 100 levels, 1,000 levels, folks, here. It's really got the power to work here and find the workers. I'm going to show you in just a minute. Remember, it all starts with you. All right, and so you got to go ahead and get yourself qualified by completing a cycle, which we told you the 4 ways you can complete a cycle. You can get yourself qualified with a cycle. Now, let's just say that you went out there and you sponsored A, and of course A went out there and sponsored B. I'm just going to give you a chain here of sponsorships, just so you can understand the power. D, E, F, and then of course G. Now, let's just say G comes over here, and G sponsors H, and then you got to continue I, and J, and K. I really want you to understand how powerful this is. M, and okay. And let's just stop right there, okay, and N. And what we have here is N is 14 levels down from you, okay, 14 levels down. But we call N Nancy. Nancy gets the big picture, and she goes out there and she completes a cycle. Now, what the system's going to do, it's going to look for the first qualified rep that's completed its cycle, and who's that? That's you right there, okay? And it's Nancy, this is Nancy 1, is going to re-enter back here underneath you. So let's just call this U2. Nancy is going to go right there. You can see that. It's going to go right there in your current matrix. This is your current matrix. And N2 is going to come right there. And by doing that, you're also going to earn a $50 matching bonus off of Nancy. But here's where it gets really powerful. What ends up here, Jill, up here, she sees the bigger picture now too. She just saw Nancy cycled, and she missed out on that one. But Jill got excited. She said, I'm going to go ahead and get my cycle done. And what does the system do? Looks up and finds that you're the next qualified person. So now Jill goes right here, left to right, and of course you earn a $50 match on that. That's very powerful. Now, we'll keep going this up here. Harry wakes up and gets her cycle done, and Harry's going to go right here on your 2x2. And what happens when Frank wakes up and he completes his cycle? Frank's going to go right here, F2. And then David does the same thing. He completes his cycle. And David, when he re-enters, is going to go ahead into your current matrix. And of course, all along you're making $50 bills because of the 5 generational match. And then this goes up here to Bill. Bill says, you know what, I am waking up. I'm going to work with this thing called Mozeena because I am fired up. Bill 2 comes right there, earns you a $50 bill. Now here's the exciting thing. Folks, you didn't even sponsor any of these people, yet they all rolled up. And I want you to really understand that this is just your first generation. What happens when Nancy and Jill and Harry and Frank and David and Bill go out there and they get their personals? Now we got second generation. And then we go get their personals, third generation, and it all rolls up to you. Folks, this is very powerful, very exciting. Never been done in the industry. You know, we got a saying here at Mozeena. Mozeena pays like they say every day, the very next day. But now we have to add another one to that. Infinity pay is the only way. Folks, to continue the tour, to learn about this YouTube powerful marketing system, go ahead and click on Continue the Tour right now.